Good afternoon, Mr. Nova Scotia.
Hey, Chip, how you doing?
You know, pretty good today, actually. Every day's a tough one.
Oh, is it?
Trying to get through all this stuff and navigate our way into what's happening in the world right now. But rock and roll is still alive. I'm still out there doing it. It's a miracle.
Absolutely. And Generation
How are you
Brainwashed. I'm good, man. And it's actually sunny in Nova Scotia today, so we're really happy. Us Nova Scotians.
Man, I'd love to be out there right now. Is there? Can anybody come into your country right now? Is it still banned from bringing people in or concerts?
I do believe so. Yeah, we're starting bubbles
still
from
in-
little Atlantic communities. Communities can start seeing each other, I think.
So there's still some restrictions, but otherwise it's life back to normal.
Almost, yeah.
Beautiful. I love your country. Love to come out there and play some shows.
We'd love to have you, and be awesome to see.
Well, maybe this interview will get some people interested in coming out and seeing a real rock band.
Well, we need some rock bands in 2020 and 2021 and in the future. So, stuff like Generation Brainwashed, man, you're still cranking it.
Pretty good record. I got to be honest with you. In this day and age, who would have thought? I came back from we were on tour from the middle of December all the way till March 15th. We were out in our last 7 gigs were out in Australia. And then we got the call saying, guys, you got to get out of the country and go back home. They're shutting everything down. We had no idea what was going on. We had no clue that we would be stopping our beautiful trajectory into moving forward, just like everything halted, like you wouldn't believe. Got back to Chicago, and everything was shut down from there. So went back in the studio and finished this record.
From your point of view, how did the quarantine, affect the music industry? Did it really cripple it?
It did, and as far as live shows go, my friend, because obviously none of us could go out and play. And I really don't understand it because we have protests and we have rallies, and there's even looting and rioting in the streets, but yet we can't go and have a concert. And no one says anything about that. You can't go to different places such as Jewel and Walmart and Atco and Aldi's and Mariano's and Whole Foods, all the great stores that provide us with essentials. And that's one of the reasons why it's still open, but yet you can't go to a church or a synagogue or a mosque. I mean, the rules are really strange, and I'll probably never understand those. But one thing that hasn't stopped was people wanting to hear hard rock and heavy metal. That's still going. And I have my radio station. I'm on Dash Radio here in the States. It's over in Europe, too. You can get the app, dashradio.com. And there's a lot of good people that are on there. Snoop Dogg's got his own show, Be Real from Cypress Hill, Kylie Jenner, Orianthi from Alice Cooper's band, Rudy Sarzo from Whitesnake, Ozzy, and the Guess Who. There's a lot of cool people that have their own programs, and that's what's keeping things going for us.
Mm-hmm.
Playing rock and roll and heavy metal 24/7, 365 days of the year. And then we get a chance to put a record out during this climate. I'm pretty lucky, I got to be honest with you.
And let's just say you're playing a concert, Monsters of Rock Cruise, it looks like, in July, online.
Well, that fell right into my hands. If you look back at the history of the Monsters of Rock Cruises, they've had some of the biggest bands in the world. And collectively, all those bands have sold hundreds of millions of records. As a matter of fact, in 2021, the Monsters of Rock Cruise is having Alice Cooper headline. It's going to be huge. It's sold out already, I'm sure. So when they approached us and said, hey, would you guys like to do a live streaming show after LA Guns? And those guys are old label mates. I hung out with those cats fearless, so I'd love to do something like that. And what a perfect time. The record comes out July 10th, July 11th. We got the Monster Rock Cruise on Facebook where people can see an actual live concert right in your own home. You don't have to leave. Watch it on your TV if you wanted to. And believe me, for right now, this is the way that most bands are going to do it. I just read recently that Metallica is doing a live streaming show, and the Foo Fighters are doing one as well. Some of the biggest bands in the world are going to be doing this just until we open up the gates and we can get back on that horse and play these shows again for the fans live.
Speaking of a band like Metallica, they're releasing stuff every week, like once a week, some rare concert from back in the day, just to keep the interest of people, online with YouTube. Do you think that's another thing we're going to see more in the future, people starting to look into their catalog and just starting to post shows instead of playing them?
Well, Metallica's in a unique position because that's a band, they have a singer that's the voice of a generation. He opens his mouth and people just go crazy. They flock to him. And they've sold about 200 million records too. That certainly doesn't hurt. Every place they play is completely jam-packed, sold out beyond belief. So they have they're in a unique position of authority. They can do whatever they want to do, and they can take those live shows and stream them, no problem. And they got the finances behind them to be able to do that. A lot of bands can't afford to do that, and you want to do it right. You want it to be a shot where it's 2-3 camera shoot, the fidelity is good, where it sounds powerful and strong, and they're doing it the right way. I wish more bands could do that. I don't think that that's going to be the wave of the future. I think obviously people are going to like watching that because remember in the old days we had the midnight special, Don Kirshner's rock concerts, American Bandstand, where bands would play the shows and people would watch it on TV. I'm not sure what the next wave of the future will be some little kid coming out of his basement and showing us how to sell records and how to do it again. And that's just not going to happen. It's going to be a whole change of the guard. And once we clear up and these unprecedented times dissipate a little bit, live concerts are going to come back again, and AEG and Live Nations and those big shows, the big promoters, along with the smaller promoters, are all going to be working together in conjunction to make rock concerts strong again. People want to see live shows. There's nothing like it. But in the meantime, I would call what we're all doing a bandage on a gunshot wound.
Mm-hmm. Now, for Enuff Z'nuff, do you guys got plans for a YouTube video and promoting this Generation Brainwashed album?
Yeah, we certainly do. We already shot the video for the first single, which is Broken Love. We'll get that out there in the next week or so.
Okay.
And then from there, we're going to wait until it's time to go out on tour. I'll do a plethora of interviews, and I'm sitting in my mansion in Blue Island, Illinois, fielding calls from all around the country from cool journalists like you that want to talk about the band. And, these are good times. I'm grateful to be still out there making records. But obviously want to take it to the streets. And we've already announced a tour. It starts in September. It's called the 2020 Quarantine Tour. Faster Pussycat, Enuff Z'nuff, and a special guest. And I'm looking at the calendar right now, and I see about 44 shows right now posted. And they're saying 50, maybe more shows than that. It'll go from September all the way through to the beginning of November. And so that's a good over 2 months here in the United States playing shows. If that works out well, we're going to immediately come home and then jump on a plane and go over to Europe. And we have a dozen shows over in the UK. One of them is on that Hard Rock Hell Festival with Michael Monroe and Disneyland After Dark. DAD they're called now. And Faster Pussycat, I believe, is on that as well. Those are great too. They're completely jam-packed gigs. The fans come out in droves. They are jonesing for a rock and roll heavy metal show. And then I think we'll just stay in the UK. We'll do Scotland and all the little places through England, and then we'll take it from there and see where we go. This is a rock band that actually likes to go out and play. We love touring. We just want it to be safe for not only the band, but for our fans as well.
Right. And let's say with the quarantine, you're like kind of like relaxed now and like just not moving and not being in airports, etc. Is that a little bit good for you? Take a little break and that side of the on tour life?
day working. I believe that sitting around there is a shortcut to thinking. You're not going to get. You want to get things done. You want to move forward. We have a brand new record, Brainwashed Generation. We want to push this album. We want people to hear the music, and that's going to help elevate our perception as a band, and possibly get us some more work. We get some shows. A lot of these promoters out there, they want concerts. They want to keep their businesses alive, and they deserve to. So I don't like sitting around. I want to be on a plane. I want to be flying around doing stuff. But I'm speaking for myself and not my band. Some of the guys in my group are a little concerned about traveling.
Mm-hmm.
And I totally understand that, especially if you have any medical conditions or outside things that could affect you, or a weaker immune system than most. So I do get that. But that being said, I know that they all want to play shows. Everybody's chosen to get out and do a gig, and there's 20,000 tours this year that have been canceled.
Right.
But they've all really they changed the word. The operative word is postponed.
Mm-hmm.
Because all those dates are rebooked for 2021. Perhaps on this 2020 quarantine tour of Faster Pussycat and Enuff Z'nuff, we'll maybe be able to slip through the cracks because the shows aren't so big as far as like stadiums and sheds and arenas, or we're playing theaters, where we'll be able to go out there and play these shows, and maybe it'll have a social distancing, 50% capacity is perhaps. Either way, I'm going to be out there with the fans, kissing hands and shaking babies.
One good question here, like a lot of people don't think about the meet and greets and stuff. Like, where do you see the future of meet and greets going?
It's not going to happen for a little while now. And we don't really do meet and greets. So what we do as a band, and I think it's very unique, it's called Sound Check Experience. And the fans come out there early to the shows, and they get into the concert early before anybody else. They watch 3, 4, 5, 6 songs that we do during sound check. And the band comes up on stage, takes pictures with the band, wears our guitars, gets behind the drums, whatever they want to do. And it's really a wonderful experience. It's not just shaking your hand and then take one picture and get them out of line like they're cattle. It's really spending quality time with the fans. I personally don't think that happens right now. Moving forward, especially with the bigger bands, let's face it, the guys in Metallica and Alice Cooper and Cheap Trick, Queen, all those bands, great bands, by the way. I love them all. Guns N' Roses. You know, these guys need Kiss. They all do sound checks, and they charge your Brinks truck full of money on those, okay?
Right.
So if you want to go out and hang out and get a picture with the great Slash or Ryan May, or get a chance to talk to Alice Cooper for a second, shake his hand, and you know, those are high-end gigs right there where, you know, people that broke their ass all year have gotten a chance to reward themselves with meeting their favorite rock star. I don't see that happening right now. No money's going to bring it into fruition. I think until we find a vaccine, you won't see any meet and greets. I got to be honest with you. That's just the way it is. But you will see the sound check experiences that Enuff Z'nuff does, because we love the fans. And as long as everybody's social distancing right now, just to be safe, I think we're going to be fine. And it'll get back into it where maybe in 2022, maybe in the next year, you'll start seeing more fans get a chance to spread their wings a little bit and do nice things for the fans.
Great perspective of this, Chip, and I really appreciate our time on the phone here, and wish you a lot of luck with this album and success. And hopefully you do go out on tour in not too long.
Well, I appreciate that. Listen, I love your country, beautiful food, great wine, lovely women. You love rock and roll as well. I hope I get a chance to see you in 2021. I wish you and your constituents nothing but good vibes here in Chicago, my friend. God bless you.
God bless you as well, and you have a good one, and have a great week.
Thank you too, my friend. Cheers.
Cheers.